Hey everybody, thanks for stopping by. This is the fourth in our series on the Ultimate Golf Fantasy Foursome. Today we're going to do the entertainment category. It is the last of our subcategories. If you've been following along, we've done 3 other videos so far where we've broken our Ultimate Golf Fantasy Foursome down into 4 subgroups, and we did a video on a sports category, a politics category, and a history category, and today is the 4th and final subgroup of entertainment before we get to our grand finale where we pick our Ultimate Golf Fantasy Foursome. Let's get to it. The entertainment category, I mean, we've had trouble this whole thing, we've had so many people that you can pick from across all these different subcategories, and of course there's tons more that we didn't even touch on throughout this whole series. But entertainment, man, I was thinking about that last night, and entertainment, it's so deep when you talk about all the different genres, right? In the entertainment kind of industry. I mean, you've got television, film, obviously, you've got music, whether it's a singer or a band, although we can only pick one person, so no bands here. But, you know, you got, I mean, if you're into art, right, you got art, and then you can divide that into different categories. You got painters and sculptors, dancers, mimes. I mean, are there mimes? There's got to be famous mimes, right? Is there famous mimes? There's got to be one. So, I mean, there's a ton of different ways you can go within the entertainment category itself. So for me, I'm not into the art stuff as much, so I'm not going to go down that road. I'm going to kind of keep it mainstream with, movies, music, television. I think there's enough there. Comedians, right? I think there's enough there. We can dive into some of those options and come up with 3 good picks for our entertainment foursome. I mean, you think of big directors like Robert De Niro, also an actor, of course. Al Pacino, I think, has done some directing, huge actor. You think of people like George Lucas, right? Star Wars, that whole series of films. Definitely can go there. You got a guy like Martin Scorsese, done a ton of great stuff. Some of those mob films, love that stuff. So, I mean, you got directors in there, you got actor directors you can go with. But then you just start thinking of people in just TV, film in general, who have, and a lot of these people are crossing over now, right? Back in the day, it used to be actors were like, if you were a film actor, you were film. If you were TV, you were kind of TV, but everybody's crisscrossing over nowadays. So we got a lot of options there. Let's run down some of those. We're talking about actors overall. We mentioned De Niro, Pacino, classic. I look at a guy like Sean Connery, right? The first James Bond dude. I think he was the first, but he was probably one of the best. And then you got somebody like Daniel Craig, who is the new James Bond guy. Awesome, he's done a great job with that role in the current films. And then there's some of the great female actors that I love. Judi Dench, I just love her because she's been in a ton of stuff, and she's in the Bond movies as well. I'm on the Bond thing right now. She plays M with Daniel Craig in those movies, or she did. I think she died in the last one, something like that. Meryl Streep. Fantastic. Maggie Smith, love Maggie Smith. Love English actors in general, male and female. Maggie Smith, probably best known, at least for the current generation, of Harry Potter, right? She was Professor McGonagall, I think, in those movies. So you can go with any of them. For TV and movie, you got a guy like Steve Carell, right? Hysterical. Does a great job in all the films he's in, but he also does TV stuff as well. You can go with like the MC guy, like Ryan Seacrest. He's a TV guy. He does New Year's Eve and a bunch of other stuff. I know he has a radio show as well. How about Jim from The Office, right? We mentioned Steve Carell, Office, Michael Scott, Jim. John Krasinski is also now playing Jack Ryan, one of my favorite characters. I've read like 1,000 Jack Ryan books. And I love that show, and I love what he does with that character. And then sticking with film type stuff, you've got like George Clooney, right? I mean, he's been in a million things. He started, he's got his bigger break on TV, I think, with ER way back when. And he's done a million movies. He's fantastic, good looking dude. And you can't go George Clooney without Brad Pitt, right? Ocean's 11, 12, 13, 18, whatever the hell. They made a ton of those movies. They were really fun to watch. You know, you could throw a guy like Ryan Reynolds in there. I like Ryan Reynolds. He's been in a ton of stuff. Deadpool. Then you got the whole Marvel group of guys and girls, right? You got Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man, Chris Evans, Captain America. So you got 1,000,000 people, male, female, on the film side. Some of them cross over film and TV. How about comedians? I love comedians. We all like to laugh. You can go with, I'll call them a bit old timers, but Steve Martin, fantastic. Rodney Dangerfield. Current guys like Sebastian Maniscalco, love that guy. Other comedian popped in ahead, Jerry Seinfeld, right? I mean, that show ran for 100 years and was a lot of fun to watch. So there's another one. And then on the TV side, you got like the whole SNL crew who have done both, you know, not just SNL, but they've been on other shows. And of course, a lot of them did movies as well. But I mean, you can run that list. I mean, going way back to John Belushi, Chevy Chase, Dan Aykroyd, Eddie Murphy, Gilda Radner, Julia Louis-Dreyfus. There's a ton more. Bill Murray, Tina Fey, right? Bill Murray, Ghostbusters. Chevy Chase, The Vacation stuff. We've all seen that. Fantastic movies. So you got TV, movie, actors, female, male, all over the place. Then you got to dive into some music. Let's take a look at that. Some singers. We think about people like Billy Joel, Whitney Houston, Alicia Keys. Axl Rose from Guns N' Roses rocked us out for a long, long time, decades, right? Motley Crue. Of course, that's a band. I gotta pick one guy. Vince Neil, I guess we go with. And then U2, Bono, right? Amazing. I grew up with U2. I love U2. Other classics like Neil Diamond, Aretha Franklin. I mean, you can go into Motown, and there's a million in Motown. I mean, there's just, the category is just so broad. It's too broad. We probably should do another video just on, like, just music. We could go crazy with that. So, we have a ton of options from TV, movies, and music. That's where I'm gonna stay, because we got plenty there to kind of dive in and pick from. So let's think on that and see what we come up with. So one thing I know is that I like to laugh. I think we all like to laugh. We all need to laugh. Very soothing, kind of at least let you escape for a little bit. So we like funny films, funny TV shows, and in this case, comedians. So if I gotta go golfing, I think I really need to have at least one comedian out there with me in this entertainment foursome. Keep us all laughing while we're sucking at golf out there. That would be very helpful just for the golf game, but very entertaining for the day itself, for that 4-hour round. So I'm gonna go, you can go, man, Eddie Murphy I mentioned, Rodney Dangerfield, classic, Chevy Chase. I mean, they're all really, really good. But I'm gonna go more current. I'm gonna go with a guy named Sebastian Maniscalco. He's super, super funny. The way he delivers his material, he's got a lot of physical little moves in his delivery, which crack me up. I mean, I just rip, roar, and laugh every time I bring the guy up on TV. So I'm gonna put Sebastian Maniscalco as my first pick for the entertainment Fantasy Golf Foursome. We haven't even picked anybody for music. So if I'm thinking about music, I mean, do you go more with the classics? I mean, you can pick a guy like Neil Diamond. I like Neil Diamond's music. I don't know if he's like a really fun guy to golf with, though. I don't know much about him, so I don't want him singing to me for 4 hours. I mean, that ain't gonna work. Aretha Franklin, again, amazing voice. Some of the most incredible and memorable songs we all know. Respect, right? That one kicks butt. I think if we're gonna go music, I gotta dive into a band that I grew up with, that I listened to forever in late high school and college, and that is U2, and I'm gonna pick Bono. A lot of their songs are about their experience coming from Ireland to America, what they've seen, what they experienced here. They traveled around a lot and captured a lot of that in their songs and in their music videos. Yeah, he could talk about all his, the greatest hits and where they came from. when they wrote them, all that stuff. I think that'd be really good. So I am going to go from the music side of the house. I am going to go with Bono from U2. So, TV and film. Man, I mentioned a million actors, female, male. God, Steve Carell. Steve Carell would be a great option. He's funny as heck. He would be really entertaining. But one guy that jumps out to me, somebody I really like, makes me laugh big time, is a good actor in the stuff that he does, and that is Mr. Ryan Reynolds from Canada. Love Canada. A lot of time in Canada I spent. But you know, you think about Deadpool, Van Wilder. He has a gin company, Aviation Gin. He's done, even if you don't like gin, just go out and watch the commercials that he does there. Some of them have run on TV. There's a bunch more that they just have on the website, so go check those out. Those are hysterical. I'm gonna put Mr. Ryan Reynolds into my entertainment fantasy foursome, and that rounds it out with Sebastian Maniscalco, Ryan Reynolds, and Bono as the 3 in my entertainment fantasy foursome. Okay, so that rounds out our 4 subgroups as we move to the ultimate fantasy golf foursome. Come back and join us for that final video in the series and see who our final 3 picks are. Catch you next time.